Alright, YouTube, welcome to a Amumu guide. In this one, I will be teaching you how to play this champion in a very straightforward, consistent way to be successful on him. He is very good, very good at carrying games, and I'll show you how to do that one. I'm against the Nocturne on this one, which obviously the spell shield can be a bit annoying. You have to keep that in mind, but for the most part, it shouldn't be a problem. The clear we are going to go for is just going to be a very selfish Raptor start. Raptor starting on, what I do like to do on the red side of the map is I like the Raptor start for the most part. And then if I'm on this side of the map, I like to just start blue buff instead. Because clearing towards the bot side is usually what I do, and I don't really like starting red buff as much. Okay, well, this is just annoying.
Hey, come back.
Interesting. I'm getting Nocturne or what? Okay, I am getting Nocturne. Well, that sucks. Fair enough. I'll go for his Raptors instead then, you little rat. I'll see how it goes.
Where are we going?
That's just a tiny bit annoying, isn't it? Well, in these situations, I mean, I could try fighting him, but I'll definitely lose. There's no way. This man actually tried to cheese me on my Raptors. Or whatever. Start E and just do his Raptors instead. It's fine. It's okay, man. Weird guy. Don't try to fight him too. There's no point in trying to fight him, really. You can just trade. Just walk towards his Raptors. You're gonna obviously be a little bit slower than he is, but in general, just trading is fine.
Okay.
8 CS, so he just did my red buff. But the bot lane lost the fight, so he might actually get me here. I'm gonna get this red buff, though. I'm just gonna walk like this, because I think he walked towards his Raptors. Yep, we're good. Alright, fair enough. We avoided the invade. We traded equally. It is fine. Just don't try to stress it too much. We looked at his CS, which means his Krugs are... my Krugs are still up, his Krugs are still up. We're all chilling. And we just go back to our camps. In this situation, that's what you have to do. Otherwise, I would have very much loved to just start on Raptors, but that wasn't really possible for me, was it? The cheesy invade tactic from the Nocturne pushed me out. If it was a champ I could fight, which on Amumu is not really happening. As a Amumu there, you can't really do much. It's just gonna suck. I need to hit this level up from this camp before I go bot lane here. Just gonna move. Do you have a lantern? Is there a chance in the world you have a lantern here? Alright. Let me just shove out the wave here then. This way she can actually recall a little quicker. That's an interesting start for sure. Is my Caitlyn going to AFK on me here? Is this how this is gonna work? Oh, there's a control ward here? Any teammates? Okay, perfect. Well, this is a start to a game for sure. Holy moly. That works for a kill. Enemy Kai'Sa is not happy right now, I can tell you that much. Alright, I'll take my recall as well. Very weird start, but it's okay. We can afford our faded ashes on this first recall, which is the main thing we are concerned with. And we'll just walk out of base towards the Raptors. Could go for his Raptors. I'm assuming he goes for... He could go for mine, to be fair, with that bot lane situation. We'll see. I'll go for my Raptors first, because they are worth the most in my jungle right now. The camp that has respawned. He is not here. Perfect. Just clear this up as well. Obviously, my red's down here. Can't really do much about that. He was indeed here to try to yoink my Raptors just a little bit too late there. This man's really trying to invade me. Interesting stuff. You barely see this from a Nocturne, honestly. Usually Nocturne players don't really go for any of this stuff. But yeah, knowing how to adjust to it the way I just did, it makes a huge difference. So we have 48 seconds on grubs. He's obviously going for his Raptors and Krugs. I'm ahead in CS of the Nocturne right now. Plus I have an assist, which works. Unfortunately, Thresh didn't have a lantern for the bot lane play because he was still level 2. Just gotta keep it calm here. 30 seconds on grubs is something we're looking for. I want to hit level 5 ideally before that. I can most likely go for the Grump here real quick. Okay. Team's going for some fight situations. I'll be here. Nocturne's doing Dragon. Just walk at Nocturne. This guy needs to die first. Go for the Kai'Sa. Q again. Very good. And then we finish the Dragon as well. Perfect. Now here I could run straight through. Like, I'm not going to go back to Grump. I could run straight through mid to go for Void Grubs, but that wouldn't be very smart because I actually can purchase here out of base, and with the home guards, this should make the tempo the same time Nocturne makes his tempo. He might get one of them, but this way I can buy an extra item and be a little bit stronger to contest him. I have double lane prio, so ideally if I just ping and he walks up to it, the Nocturne should never get away with this, but there's no willingness, it seems. He's just gonna want to stay in his lane. I'm not gonna have smite either. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna stand in the middle, and then we're just gonna hit the E off cooldown. Make sure that we just connect everything. We don't have to do any, like, waste any time stacking this on the Amumu because standing in the middle perfectly works. And with a double priority from both my solo lanes, this should be completely fine. There we go. My Raptors are respawning, my Red is respawning again, and we're just gonna go back to our clear sequence. Even though the clear sequence is a little more awkward than usual because of Mr. Nocturne's invades. We're chilling. Try to go back to your camps relatively consistently always. And my entire top side is going to be up here, and by the time I get back to my bot side camps, that will also be up. And we're just looking to do that very consistently right now. Hitting level 6 will be a big one for us. A little bit slower than I would have liked usually, of course, but that comes with the territory of getting invaded. Mostly use your Q for distance or mobility between camps. It's just, you know, range, skill shot, CC. It's a very simple skill. Amumu is a very simple kit, to be fair. Like, your W applies a curse on a target that gives 10% true damage for all damage they take. Q, skill shot, stuns them for a second. Your E gives you resistances, but also reduces the cooldown of your ability every time you get hit. And your R CCs people around you and applies the curse. Very straightforward stuff. Let's clear my bot side camps here as well. We're looking to buy our item on this next recall. It's going to cost us 1700 gold if possible. So that is kind of what we want to recall for. Anything sooner than that, I mean, if I have no other thing to do, then sure, but you know. I need to... Wait, Thresh is going... Oh, he's going that way. Okay, no problem. That is towards Caitlyn. Let's just take the wave. Okay, Thresh takes the wave. Is he gonna lantern me in, or what are we waiting for? Okay. Sure. Fair enough. Nocturne did the smart thing of going for Caitlyn. All good, all good. That ward's now cleared. I'm just gonna go do this camp while I wait for Caitlyn to run out of base here, and then we can hopefully look for a play on bot lane with the Caitlyn. Thresh, go for the Kai'Sa. There we go. We are flash, and then we Q the Kai'Sa again. Okay, well, Caitlyn was just auto-attacking a cannon, apparently. Okay, my topside camps are respawning. I actually am in a really awkward situation here where I need money. I need to go for some plates here, because 1700 gold is the recall I'm looking for right now. So I want to actually get like 2 plates until I can afford that money. If I could have afforded my Leandros, I would have instantly reset, but I couldn't. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to reset as we can afford the Leandros now. These moments as well are moments where I would take CS from my laners to afford the item, because it's actually very important to buy that item on this recall right now. If I delay this item on that recall, that would be really bad for me. So you always, like, if it's that close, I'm gonna take farm for my laners. I'm gonna ping the gold that I need usually if I'm taking the farm for my laners, because on this recall, this item is incredibly important. If I cannot afford it on this recall, that would be really bad. So just take whatever you can get to afford that item. If they complain about it, it is what it is, man. Especially after you gave them a kill, they can barely say anything. But still, that item is way too important, so you have to get it.
Friends.
An ally has been slain.
20 seconds on grubs. Okay, that guy is... Oh, my raptors are gone to the Nocturne, okay.
Double kill.
What you like note there, the Nocturne just did my raptors and walked back into his topside camps at low HP, so I'm actually just gonna walk straight up to him. He's gonna be doing his Grump most likely because he had blue buff on him. There he is. Flashes, alright. Take a flash. All good. We'll take his Grump, we'll take his flash. We'll hit the plant here as well. This way we can see him recall, and then we just simply go for this. Because now he can't do this anymore, right? Like, he lost all of his HP to the Garen. I should be able to easily go for this. I also have R. And Syndra has priority, which he is currently exerting, which is good. Alright, get him here. Just CC lock this guy down. There's also a bard here. Surely my Syndra is going to do something. Nope. Well, let's just get the last void grub. I'm not over chasing this or anything. Right there, we just go in and we CC lock the target we want to go for. Now here we have to instantly recall and play for like the dragon timer if possible. We do have to recall because, yeah, that's looking a little awkward otherwise. Let's get a health crystal for now. I think we should be able to do something about this dragon, especially if Caitlyn wants to move. If Caitlyn doesn't want to move here, we could have some awkward scenarios. But Syndra also has priority rotation here. It should be fine, I think. We're gonna run there as fast as possible. Is Caitlyn still bot lane? Caitlyn is indeed still bot lane, damn. It's okay though, this trade is fine. This is one of those moments where the Caitlyn probably should have moved instead of AFK or bot wave, but what do you do about that, you know? The tunnel vision of an ADC is real. Our entire jungle clears up, our ult's currently on cooldown, so we are just simply going to go ahead and wait. Or in clear, sorry, and wait for our ult cooldown before we try another play. We just got Void Grubs and Dragon, we're putting out good pressure here, that's all we need. For your skilling order, by the way, you should max E first into W second. I see a ton of Amumu players max Q second, and it literally is like super troll. Because you barely get any damage out of it compared to W. W does like way more damage in an AoE around you as well. So you have a lot more presence in fights with that damage as well. And your Q is actually kind of a waste to put skills in, because one, you could miss it. It's only for a single target, which W out damages in like almost no time at all. Around you in an AoE as well, as it does more damage to monster camps, plus the mana goes up per Q cast if you put more points into it, so you're actually wasting more mana, and the stun timer doesn't go up, so you're actually just throwing away mana at that point. Because it's a charge system, the cooldown doesn't even matter either. You can just always want to hold a charge for it, right? Garen is proxying, there's nothing else to be doing on top side of the map, so we're just gonna go reset here. For a pretty auto attack heavy, we can go with for a nice bit of steel caps in this one. If I have steel caps against like Nocturne's lethal tempo or like Yone, I'm gonna do quite well with that. So I do want to have steel caps in this moment. You can also just go like Bami Cinder right there, for example, but you know. The team's playing pretty aggressive here into the Nocturne. We're gonna take the blue as we walk it down. If Nocturne ults, you want to like F key to see his path. No one is showing. So Nocturne just... Oh, he ulted top lane. Very interesting. Alright, just keep moving forward. We have the top scuttle spawning here. Something we're looking at. We see the Nocturne on the Grump. My team is going for that, so we're gonna walk towards our team as fast as possible. Caitlyn is still just AFK chilling on mid lane. She just doesn't want to move to the... That's real interesting stuff. No fight movement from Caitlyn whatsoever, eh? Just get them both. Make sure that I land both there. I R flash to make sure that the ult connects to both. My Caitlyn just like straight up the mid lane the entire time. That's crazy. Oh, we got him though. You want to R flash and not flash R, by the way, because the R flash cancels your wind up and or like instantly puts it down and cancels your wind up animation. So otherwise you have a bit of a wind up animation. If you flash R, you have like a small delay. If you R flash, you don't have a delay at all. Makes a difference. Right now we know Nocturne's dead, so we can hopefully look for topside camps. I do have a smite, but I'm not going to smite anything until I have to smite something. Because if you're invading like this, you want to actually smite something when the enemy jungler contests you, and not just randomly on anything like that. Also, we have a Rift Herald coming up as well. Yeah, I'll smite this and I'll leave. That's when he would probably contest it. I'm not going to go for his wolves anyway, so I might as well use the smite in that one. Just keep going. Team is gonna come out of base. I currently don't have ult, so I'm very wary about going for a fight. I don't really want to look for this fight too aggressively with my ult on cooldown. But I obviously will help my team if they get collapsed on right here. That is pretty spicy. We go in. We sadly do not have ult, but we'll do our best here. Q him for another stun. He gets Garen ulted. Perfect. Nice. And he gets out. In this moment, we killed them. We see 2 enemies bot lane, 1 Bard here. So we are just going to go do Rift Herald because we know exactly where the enemy team is on the map. We're getting our ult back in about 10 seconds, which is also good. So we're just going to take our time and do this Rift Herald over here. Good situation for us. We're very consistent with going to clear our camps and everything. So our camp situation is looking pretty good. Our CS looking pretty solid here. Get the Rift Herald, and then the dragon is going to spawn in about 30 seconds as well. So we are now going to ping for the dragon, come out of base, and then play for the bot side. The bot scuttle is also spawning. So this is good. I'm going to go for the Bami Cinder. I cannot afford the entire item right now. Obviously, I can't upgrade my boots either because I don't have 2 legendary items yet. But we are just going to walk out of base. It's all good. We need to catch that recall right there because of the dragon spawning in 6 seconds, and we want to be there for the dragon. Until that time, we're just going to clear some camps. I'll do the wolf camp into the bot scuttle. I'm going to have to leave the grump up, but that's fine. I only have 1 smite. What is going on here then? Spell shield used. Okay, we're just going to R the 2 of them. R'ing the 2 of them here is already good enough for me. Wait, what? Blocked my Q. He dives in. I R them. My team wants to lost at the scuttle crab. Okay, interesting. I could try to look to get the R on Kaisa as well, but I already landed on 2, so that's enough for me, really. Gonna hit the dragon here. Okay, we throw our Q on the CC of our teammates. If I try to max range it, we're not gonna overchase because I want to not reset the dragon here. We just want to make sure that our highest priority here is finishing the dragon for us. Obviously, if the fight gets too scary, we're gonna have to rotate for it, but the fight should be more than fine there. And then the dragon takes priority because I obviously want the objectives. I'll take this scamp right here and then I'll reset, and out of base I should be able to do my topside camps. There's a small chance Caitlyn walks directly to my red buff to steal it, but let's hope that's not the case. Okay, he died top lane, that's fine. It's on fire, and then we'll go for the Abyssal Mask. Perfect. So out of base, we take our topside camps now. My ult's not up for another 25 seconds, so ideally, I want to wait until I go for a fight, until my ult's back off cooldown. Now that guy's just probably dead, so we're just going to leave him die. This guy's also dead. They just overextended a bit. We're not going to concern ourselves with that one too much. Like, desperately trying to walk towards them to fix something is not really going to fly. I can over the wall hit the Akali as she walks up to the Caitlyn. That is a pretty good position for me, so that's something I will look for. But I'm obviously not going to look for too aggressive of a fight without my ultimate. And especially, like, after my team died like that, I also don't want to go for the fight randomly because I will have ult, but I don't want to go in like 1v4. That doesn't sound like a very good idea, you know what I mean? I'd always play like favorable fight situations for yourself in order to be successful. Don't try to greed for stuff. If you have to give some stuff up, that's fine. If you have to just give up a dragon because your team inted it, it happens. Like, don't try to be stupidly greedy. Don't try to do any of that. Just be consistent and play for your strong fight scenarios, or when you can actually go into things. It's incredibly important. Okay, so here we are looking for a Otacon, ideally. Also pick up the flowers if you see them. You should be able to Otacon pretty easily here. Syndra is top lane. My Garen is getting engaged on, so we have to move to a fight first. Push them back. Okay, well, that's a bit awkward, I guess. This is okay, though. Gonna walk at him. We're gonna like just hit him here in this moment. We're gonna hold our Q here because this guy's already gonna die. Wait for the Nocturne to go in. We do that. We ult on 2 of them. And then we see Siche and the Akali, so she can't move. In that moment, it's very important to show restraint when it comes to the fight. Don't waste your abilities early because like against the Yone there, I wouldn't need my abilities. But then the moment they get to, like, they're gonna go into it. That's when we actually need our abilities, so that's when we use our abilities, right? Yeah, he put the charge. Okay, no. He's gonna mess. Oh, nope, he didn't mess it up. Okay, big. So we waited in that fight. We bided our time until we got a good Q opportunity where we actually needed to Q something. And then we waited for the ult opportunity as well. So we were very, very patient with that one to make sure that we can get a good situation there. Finish the inhibitor off, and then we're just gonna go for the other con here. Now here, I don't want to force this fight. I'm gonna let my Thresh die as well. I don't want to force that fight. I don't want to save my Thresh. I don't want to do any of that stuff. Because I don't have ult. I don't want to fight without ult, ideally. And we obviously also have the other con up, which we can go for. There are 2 people in base. I think this is very doable. Amumu does a lot of damage to objectives, as you can see. With the W I have, this little number here is like under half of my actual damage to the objective, so it adds up a lot. I do this very, very quickly. This also counts for Baron. Just need to hit the flowers down. Hitting the flowers down is very important. That's like the big strength of this Otacon. So we want to do that, and then we have our item in a little bit. I need 1 more camp for this item right now. So instead of recalling, I'm actually going to do Wolves and then a recall to be able to afford this item. It's very important for the... like if you can get a recall in, you always want to try to get that item purchased, right? So in this moment, we're going to do 1 more camp to purchase this item before we reset. So we can have an additional power spike for ourselves, because buying the components would be less worth it. We have Dragon in 40 seconds. I'll have Flash ult for that, so I'm in a very strong position with that. So we are going to go ahead and move for that right now. This is our next goal. Make sure we have some some pings going out to this. Garen's gonna just split push top lane, and this is gonna be a Drake Soul for us, so the Drake Soul is what we are looking for. I mean, I'm not doing anything else but Drake Soul in this moment. Like, this is the thing I'm going for. If my team wants to go like super aggressive or whatever it is, what it is, I'm just gonna let them come to us, because they are the ones that have to stop the Drake Soul from happening. And otherwise, I just do it. We do a lot of damage to the Drake Soul here. And this is going to be our main focus. He is obviously going to go for a top lane fight against the Garen that puts pressure down, and we have the Dragon Soul secured. At this point, I can check his red buff, because the enemy team doesn't have it, so it should be up, I think. It's not, okay. Or unless I missed, of course. Nope, it's not up, that's fine. See some aggression on top side. We can just, in this case, push mid. Because running all the way to top side is going to take too long. It's probably not going to work. We can most likely just go for this situation here. We auto-attack that. Spawn the small void grubs. We're walking up to tank the initial damage for the team. So they can just hit it, and then we're just going to walk away. Take the inhibitor here. Take the other inhibitor towards top side here as well. Put a lot of pressure on this, and then now they're all going to recall. I want to be here with my team, but I don't want to go too aggressive for things, because we do have like a Baron here, and the enemy team can actually defend relatively easily. This double turret is relatively easy to defend. However, now what happens here, because we cleared the 3 inhibitors, their base is going to get swarmed by the double super minions, which means I should be able to just do a Baron as it spawns here pretty much, and that's my goal right now. All I want to do here is just Baron on spawn. Come. Jesus Christ. Hello? Why are we not going for Baron? Why are we recalling, by the way? Team, what is going on? Can we just walk to a Baron? Hello? Brothers, how many pings do I can't solo it. Like, I can do good damage to it. My damage, the problem here is, like, Amumu does insane Baron damage. There is hardly anybody that beats Amumu on the amount of Baron damage you do. But if you have to tank the Baron, you get your damage cut in half, which makes a huge impact. Like, I'm doing most of this Baron damage, even though I'm already losing half my Baron damage because of the debuff. So ideally here, Thresh actually tanks the Baron for me, but he doesn't know that most likely. But yeah, it's okay. If someone tanks the Baron for you, you can do Baron like 15 seconds. It's completely gone. So any support you have can easily tank it. Any top laner you have can easily tank it. So, but you can't really solo it because of that debuff. It's gonna take way too long. And that's why that doesn't really work. Okay, now here, I could technically recall with the money I have, but we're going forward. My team is going entirely forward. We have flash ult. We just want to go for something, right? Gonna hit the turrets, go for the end of the game. They're engaging bot side and all. It's all good. Just focus on the objectives, get the turrets down. And until they react to us, we're pretty much just gonna do this. There you go. Just end the game here, and a pretty clean situation for ourselves. And that was it for Amumu. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. If you didn't, hit the like button below. Helps with quite a bit. Be sure to subscribe as well as follow over on Twitch, and I will see you guys in the end game stats. Alright, time for the second game of this video. The first one was, I mean, obviously with the invade situation, a little bit of a mess. I want to try to get it like clean as well, so I'll do a second one. I'll be against a Silas in this one, which I guess could be a mess as well, but probably not so bad. We want to do the same thing with red side, so we're going to start Raptors. I always like kind of start top side, generally safer. So starting Raptors here or starting blue buff on this side is what we're looking for. But again, we are on red side, so we're going to go for Raptors. And if we're going to go for Raptors, we take the point in E. If you're going to start on blue or, well, red buff, if you start red buff, then definitely take your W, because your W will be better damage to single targets. But because the Raptors have so many monsters in this camp, it's going to be better for the cooldown reduction, and thus the damage is going to be higher. Just wait for this to spawn. Camille doesn't have flash, which is something to note. Might potentially be good for us. After we catch our second rotation of our topside camps, we could maybe look for that top lane gank situation. We'll see how things turn out. But we are initially definitely going to go for a full clear.
Where are we going?
Okay. Crux next. Take your W for this. It will be better clear speed. And, I mean, one of our Silas is going to be. We're just going to kind of look at the mini-map a little bit. Madari is putting pressure on this Camille. Botlane is pushing out as well. Nothing too major here. We're just going to keep going. You can do one more tick there. I don't think that would have died. The intention is to full clear here. Apply the curse to get that a little bit of additional damage output before E-ing the camp. Bot's completely under turret. Top's completely under turret. I would expect the Silas to go for something here. Finish that off. Take your Q on level 3. And we're just going to use this as soon as we get in range of the wolf camp to save ourselves a little bit of walking time. Don't even have to hit the big one. Just get to the camp. It's fine. Okay. Gromp next. We're doing Gromp for the better respawn on the sequence for the next rotation. So the Gromp spawns in line with the wolves. If I do blue first, it's gonna take more time. Don't waste your Q on camps, like for damage, it's not needed. You just want to go ahead and you use one time, but you always want to have like one charge ready to go. Basically, you usually just use it for mobility. Okay, a lot of pressure on the enemy bot lane. Darius is now getting pressured as well. We are just looking to finish our clear here. Bot lane is not really something we want to look for a gank, because we started Raptors. Usually you want to transition back like through a mid lane gank, because you want to catch the respawn of your Raptors at 4 minutes. If I go for the bot gank, I have a high chance of losing my Raptors, which obviously would not be good. Seems like they're playing relatively safe as well. Just gonna hit this one down, and then we'll see if we can go mid perhaps.
Let's find some friends.
Walk up to the Ahri. Okay, that's fine. Flash use is fine. It's a good gank. We take those. Nope, that one doesn't land. He's not gonna go for me. Like, if I would have landed that Q on the Ahri, that would have been good, but I didn't, and it's not really something I'm too concerned with right now. My biggest concern here is just to get my Raptors as they have spawned here, so we're just gonna go for that straight away. Getting a flash out of a gank like that is huge, so I'll take it happily. Generally, also don't try to max range snipe your Q. Like, if I would have landed on Ari there, sure. If it doesn't land, also fine. But yeah, try to always close the distance as much as possible, which is what I did with the gank there. I tried to be like as close to the Ari as possible before I actually went for the Q, and then she flashed it, but you know, it's all good. Topside camps are cleared. We have done our clear. We have done a mid lane gank as well where we got a flash, so everything is looking pretty good right now. Get the faded ashes on this recall, and I'll get some boots with that, and we just move towards our bot side camps because the wolves is the next camp that's going to be spawning. We also see the Silas top lane, so we might be able to go for a dragon perhaps, but yeah, wolves is what we're going to go for next, as that will respawn next. Might take a little bit of time, but I don't really have much else to do anyway. I would like to potentially contest the void grubs if possible. We have like 40 seconds on that, so that could be something I go for. I think if Silas is going to do him, he's going to be pretty slow at it, so I don't think I have to concern myself with that too much. I should have enough time to clear my bot side camps here, and then maybe I look for the void grubs because they're going to spawn in like about 20 seconds, so I should easily make it there. I think Silas cleared towards top side because that's where he ended earlier, right? So he ideally, or he most likely just like resets here and goes for like a bot side of the map is what I imagine. So I think with this top lane pressure, mid lane pressure that I have right now, and the bot lane is not priority for me right now, so I'm gonna walk up towards the void grubs instead of maybe doing a dragon, because I have the prio on my top side camps or my top side of the map and not on the bot side of the map, so this should be fine. I'm gonna do this right now. We obviously see this guy low HP, but that's better for me, especially considering like she can't contest this right now, and I have the time to do this because Silas was bot side of the map, so for me it makes the most sense to go for the objective. I'm ignoring Darius pings because this also hits me level 6 at the same time, and then I should be able to dive the Camille much easier, basically. So don't get influenced by your teammates' stupidity. It's not like it's not your problem. We can go now that we have 6, and we've cleared the void grubs because the Silas was in his bot side camps. This should be fine. Is he gonna take the reset? Oh, well, okay. Let's just get the wave. Push the wave into the turret, please. You're gonna have to be a bit faster about this. I'll dive it. At this point, we can dive it. It's okay. Don't waste your Q. It's gonna R him. That's good enough for me. The reason I just R him straight up is because it makes it free. Like, there's nothing he can really do after that. Like, he just gets CC'd. I can R into Q. It's gonna be guaranteed to land. He can't dodge my Q that way. Otherwise, if I try to QR him, he could dodge my Q and things become awkward for no reason. So I'm just gonna play it safe. We're just gonna instantly ult him and get the dive cleanly done. Don't take too much turret damage. All good. Okay, the Silas was top lane. Does have a large world. I don't think he'd contest me, but I'll do my Raptors first. In case he like somehow weirdly goes for my red buff. And I can have my Raptor spawn with my Krugs here, and that's fine. It looks like I'm completely fine here, so we're gonna queue towards the red buff. Save ourselves a little bit of time. We're also relatively healthy again. We're gonna clear the red buff here, and then that's the moment in time where we're most likely going to reset. Because like bot side of the map is where things are gonna go on. My bot side camps are spawning, but I do want to invest my 1400 gold into my hunting guys right now. So we're gonna go out of base towards bot side. If he dragons, which is definitely possible, I just have to kind of give because I have no bot lane priority for this. This could be, no, he's going for a mid lane gank. Silas is very slow at doing the objective, which is something I know, so I'm not too worried about him doing stuff like that. Right now, I don't really want to take a fight either because of the fact that I have my ult on cooldown. So I'd rather avoid the fight and just clear my camps. My karma got slightly caught. We lost defeats the warfare, okay. It's all good. 18 seconds on my smite. He is starting dragon. I might be able to do something about this, but I don't know if I want to do something about this. It's gonna take him a while to do the dragon, so I easily have some time to do the gromp, which is not too big of a deal. Like, he's not gonna be that fast, so don't stress it. Like, your teammates' pings do not matter. Don't stress it at all. Just don't get hit by the Braum stun. Ezreal's AFK on bot lane right now, so this makes this a little awkward, perhaps. Am I gonna do this for the dragon? I could. Got the dragon. Just make sure that that's my priority right there. And I'd probably die here. We're gonna try to flash out and just leave the situation. Silas is still chasing me. Get this guy and just leave. My ult's now back off cooldown, so we can look for something perhaps. Have to play this slowly. That's good. CC off the Karma, and that's when we hit the Q. A very nice fight. I was able to secure the dragon first of all, and then we just like disengage the fight. Committing to a hefty fight there is not great for me because of the way my ult cooldown was going here. So I had to like kind of respect it, play the fight a little slowly, see if I can sneak the dragon smite in there real quick. And just wait for my team to like kind of regroup onto the fight scenario. Now, here the void grubs are going to spawn again in 30 seconds. We can now afford our item, so we absolutely want to recall right now, buy the item and then go for the void grubs. So that is exactly what we're going to be doing. We currently have our ult available as well, so if a fight does come to be, we should be looking pretty good. I ideally want my Karma not to go back right now. She goes back and goes for the void grubs. I guess that's fine as long as she shows up. Bad Q. I'm gonna just do this camp real quick, and then we'll move to the void grubs afterwards. We're gonna hit the plant as well for vision. Top scuttle is up too. We can use 1 Q on the scuttle right now. Don't take my last hit on the scuttle, please, Darius. Okay, and we just go for the void grubs. We don't have to concern too much about stacking it because we can just stand in the middle as we usually do on a Amumu, and you hit everything anyway. So you're completely chilling. And with this, we have secured our 6 void grubs, which is really good. Smite that out, get the objective feats, and then we just need the turret pretty much. I do have ult available to me right now, so I can probably look for his camps on top side here. I have a decently strong situation here, so if it comes to a fight with my ult, I should be doing okay. So we're gonna just see if we can take a scam since we have the priority on this side of the map right now, for a little bit there at least. Use my Q there. He's going to Amumu ult me. I'm going to Amumu ult him back. And I might be dead here actually. The problem now is I currently just don't have... Yeah, I don't have... There's no wolf camp up, so I couldn't queue towards the wolf camp. And both their solo laners rotated, while both my solo laners AFK'd that entire situation, so that's a little unfortunate. It happens, man, it happens. It is what it is. Let's buy the Bami Cinder. Buy cloth armor as well. That's just one of those situations where, like, if my solo laners would walk after their solo laners, I wouldn't die there. But because they don't, and the enemy double collapses me with a double AFK on my side, I don't survive it. I just die. If the wolf camp would be up, I'd queue towards the wolf camp, but he just came from that direction, so they are basically just down, so there's nothing I can do. Then I'd queue towards the wolf camp and try to like run through turrets or something, because that's my only way out. But I would not reach the distance because of Ahri. Like, if it wasn't like a champion with 3 dashes like Ahri, I would have just tried to run down as well, but there was just no point. The only way I get out at that stage, the only thing I had left was that plant right there. If I could get past the Ahri, I would have been able to live, but that's the only way. And that's just, it is what it is. That's the classic team gap scenario. My Karma is in a really bad place here, so I'm actually just not going to engage that. She's going to spell shield this, that's fine. If my Karma was like actually walking bot side, I could engage on Braum, but because we saw Nocturne and the Karma was AFKing this bush for some reason, we just couldn't engage the Braum there, and we're just not going to go greed for anything, right? There's no need for that. Our topside camps are up here, so that is what we are going to be looking for. Okay, we might actually go towards our Yasuo first because he's going to go for a fight. Probably going to die here. Yes, he did. The Darius is also AFK in this moment on top lane, so I can't really do anything. I'm going to queue the bush blindly, see if I randomly hit him. That's mine. I'm just going to ult him straight up. Wait! Bro, where did that Q just go? We just ult him straight up to CC him, and I don't wanted to QCC chain him, but I just whiffed my Q to Narnia. That's a little unfortunate. Now our ult's on cooldown. I don't really want to look for a fight play. We are getting our smite soon, and the dragon spawning in about 10 seconds. I don't have a strong position to fight, and my Darius is also low HP, so like trying to do anything with my Karma there would be kind of stupid of me. So I don't really want to do that, and we want to just kind of play for the dragon while we clear our topside camps here, get the smite upgrade. So it becomes pretty much impossible for Sylas to do the dragon. He could maybe speedrun the dragon out of base, which I think is unlikely, but possible. So that is currently what we're gonna go for. 1500 gold, so I can't afford it just yet. That's okay. Let's buy the chain vest as I go out of base and run towards the dragon. Maybe Ezreal can like get in there a little and get some vision going. I do not have ult currently, but they also used all of their skills very recently, so I think I'm fine here. Something to note here is I'm very close to level 11 and my bot side camps are up, so I'm gonna actually just do my bot side camps as Silas is not doing dragon here. To clear my camps, hit the level up, but also get my ult cooldown back before I do the dragon. So while doing these camps, I'm basically waiting out my ult cooldown before I go for another play. Just to be consistent with that, right? Like, I want to always try to fight on my strong fight scenarios and not really if I'm weak. If my team kind of dies or whatever happens, it is okay. My ult's not up for another 10 seconds. This is a tiny bit annoying. We have ult in 8 seconds. Just ignore this guy, please. Thank you. This is a little awkward. I have my ult now, so I can fight. I just need my Karma to want to fight with me. Okay, that's fine. Let's walk up to the Sivir. That works for me. She greeted. I tried to Q smite there because she's obviously going to spell shield something, but I smited a little too fast. Her spell shield was a little slower, but that's all good. I am still very strong in this position. I have flash ult for this fight, but I want to prioritize going for dragon here, so I'm just going to do that. The feats of strength will come from a turret, which I think we are losing that feats of strength. It's okay, I guess. I mean, Camille might push top, but mid lane turret's also literally 1 HP here.
Come play with me.
My mid laner is walking there. I'm just going to clear the wave real quick. My mid laner is like not here. I'm going to clear this wave and I'm going to push for this turret. Because this turret is worth our feats of strength right now. And I think I can get it here because we have 6 grubs. We should push this very quickly. So getting the mid lane priority on that wave right there when the Ahri is not here is huge. So for the Braum, land that Q because he's going to walk directly into it. We are here right away as well. And we should be able to hopefully finish this off. I literally can't move. Okay, my job is done. I'm out. I have nothing left at this point. We did everything we could. We had the mid prio going there as well. We are just simply going to go ahead and do our camps on top side to heal, and then we might be able to Rift Herald after that. But at this moment, pushing that mid wave as my team walked up allowed me to get the Jesus Christ. Allowed me to get the
Where are we going?
defeat the strength victory, and that was a very good situation for us. The grubs really helped push the turret down before we lose our bot turret here to the Sivir. It was a good opportunity to get that done. And now we've done our camps, we've healed ourselves back to full HP. Darius most likely kills Camille here. So I am going to look for this Rift Herald. My damage on this is good as long as I don't get hit, but obviously I got hit and gets my damage cut in half, which is a little bit annoying. Don't take my Rift Herald from me. Okay, good. Now here, there's nothing on top side, right? Nothing at all. So we're just going to go recall to our bot side camps, bot side scuttle. We get this. The boots, we're going to go for a Mercs here. And then we'll go for an Abyssal Mask next.
Give you a hug.
Very good recall. Very good recall for us. I do have my ult, so I can look for some fights, but this is going to be way too deep of a chase. I will never reach that position in time. So instead, we are just going to go clear our bot side camps. Wait for the bot scuttle to spawn, and we'll look towards a fight afterwards. After my Ezreal's back, after we can have a good position to fight. Whoops. This bot wave is something I can go for. The Ezreal's not going for a bot wave right now, so I can probably just go bot wave and maybe even push for the turret with the Rift Herald. I'm in a very strong position. I'm currently level 13, so I'm quite strong here. Since Ezreal's not going for the wave, I'll go for the wave. We'll shove out the wave. We'll assess where the team is at, the enemy team is at afterwards, because there's 3, 4 there, as you can see. There might be a chance I could just straight up push this entire thing down. Okay, Ahri is here. We're going to have to respect that. That's fine. Not concerned with it. We don't have to speed run our Rift Herald or anything. We might be able to loop around like this and see if the Ahri walks into us from this position. If not, that's also okay. She might go for the next wave, anything like that. She does go for the next wave. We'll go for the Ahri then. Right here, don't try to max range snipe a Q. That's pointless. I'm going to push her up in this moment. Melee the Q. We RCC chain the Q and we just one-shot her. Like, we melee the Q there, because as soon as that Q lands, she will die to the R damage. Like, I have enough damage, so she will die to it. But like, I just want to melee range the Q, because it has the least, like, the lowest chance of missing. Okay. All good. We have our topside camps up. Our ult now currently on cooldown. We see 1, 2, 3 on there. So we can probably just dive the Sivir. He's just used his spell shield, so we're going to go for this. Good flash, that's fine. Sivir flash down is pretty big. Just hit the turret. Now we have a lot of pressure here, right? A lot of pressure here. The dragon's gonna be something I go for, but we can instantly herald here because of the fact that we see the rest of the enemy team on the map pretty much. And the Sivir used her flash. She has nothing left to play for. Sivir has no flash, nothing. This is really awkward actually, because I'm most likely gonna die for this. They had enough time to rotate and I didn't respect it, so I die for it. I'm not gonna try to like do anything there. The thing I should have done in this situation, which I didn't do, is just Rift Herald dash past the turret and go for like top turret or something instead. I could probably reach that. Or maybe just curve it into like the mid turret. I should have ignored this turret, which is something I didn't do there. And that's what cost me my life. Ignore the turret because there is a lot of people going. And if I hit the turret there, I'm going to be jumped into a lot of people, which is obviously not good. But I made the mistake there and died for it. So that's my fault. At that point, if you see that happen, you should always dash past the turret and go for like this turret here in mid lane or the turret here in top lane. Either or would be fine. But don't do what I just did because that is a mistake. That is a silly, silly mistake. Now my camps are up, dragons up. I want to play for the dragon before I play for the Otacon. So that is what I'm going to go for.
An enemy has been slain.
My ult is also off cooldown. The enemy team is not like doing dragon or anything, so I'm not in a big hurry. They are dying mid lane, however. But I won't really reach that fight regardless. So right here what I'm doing is I'm just going to clear this towards the dragon. Make sure that I get my quadrant done. They're probably not going to Otacon. I'd be surprised if they did. But even if they Otacon and I just get dragon, I'm okay with that. I'm just going to start the dragon up because we see Sivir top, Ahri mid. They've used their cooldowns. Ahri's low HP. Sylas can't really fight this either. So it should be more than chilling here. And we just go for the objective that we want. My death there did give a shutdown to the Sylas. I made a mistake. But all in all, I didn't die without being able to contest the objective. So I didn't die while dragon was up. I died while it was still spawning. So all of those things are fine. Because then like by the time I get back, I can actually contest it, right? I do want to play for the Otacon now, because that's the next objective on the map I kind of want to look for. But our topside camps are up here as well. Hitting level 15 will be a big thing to look for here. So I will be looking for that. Just queue between camps for the mobility. And we have a lot of damage towards the Otacon, so we can probably do it. Especially, like, look bot lane right now, right? Darius and Yasuo are here chasing the Camille. I think the enemy team probably goes for that, I would imagine. Melee the Q. We CC chain the Q with the R. And we just, as soon as she flashes like that, we R or Q after.
Double kill.
Very good. And we just go straight up for the Otacon because the rest of the enemy team went indeed to react the bot lane apart from the Ahri apparently. So we are just going to go move the Otacon. We do a tremendous amount of damage to this thing. The number you see here is like a little under half what I actually do to this thing, so that's really good. Big value there. We'll be able to pick up a nice Otacon for ourselves. And now our camps are currently down. We also don't have ult, so we do want to be a little bit careful when it comes to fight decisions. But his topside camps could be up, perhaps. We obviously have to hit the flowers down first. Level 16, big. We get the mid turret there as well, and now we're going to look for his topside camps. We want to look to see if there's some camps up from the enemy jungler. There are not. So I'm just going to go for the scuttle. And Ezreal's dead. He was a little too greedy. Walked up all the way into topside against the Camille. Nothing you can do about that.
Let me give you a
Right here, I don't really have anything. He's clearing this. This is also done. There's nothing up here, so I can just recall now, spend some money, and then out of base I can look for a play. In this position, we are pretty strong, so we're gonna go next item Riftmaker for additional damage output, just to be stronger. We're already very tanky, so instead of going for like another tank item here, like a Thornmail, for example, that's something I could go for. I'm actually just gonna go straight into Riftmaker now to have some additional damage output. You don't have to do this. You can just go like Thornmail here, which would be okay. But yeah, I want to have that little bit of additional damage output here for this, so we're gonna go to Hunting Guys into the Riftmaker. Instantly ult so I can get the range on Ahri, and then okay, he blocked it pretty well there for Ahri, respectable. Walk with him. Just walk with him. Your W does a lot of damage. The Braum blocked the Q for the Ahri, which saved her life, which is fair enough. Generally speaking, like this late in the game, don't use your ult on just one person, by the way. Like I'm always trying to look to have an ult for a proper fight. Like in that moment, it was 2 people I can get with the ult, so that's what I went for. Okay, I missed my Q. That's my bad. Go for the Camille. He's trying to stay with and ahead, like with / ahead of the Camille there. Yeah, I'll just go for a top turret. That's perhaps a little awkward. My ult's not up for another 10 seconds. Okay. I have to flash there. I should be able to one-shot him here, hopefully. Yep, perfect. I wouldn't really go for that if my Karma wasn't there. Whoa. I really want to go for the Sivir here, honestly. Filter here. CC chainer with the Q. Like, as you see there, I'm just waiting for my ult cooldown, kind of. And then I'm turning back around. Oh, no. Make sure that the teleport is pinged, so we just run away as fast as we can. If I can back into my jungle here, I can get my mana regen back. Oh, we're fine. She's going the other way. We're just going to have to recall here. We can afford our item again, which is big. Perfect. And we're just going to go for another null magic at this point. The last item we'll be going for here is going to be a Jakcho. Get our resistance sky high. And we should be good. Now, what I want to look for here is obviously the Baron. Darius. Wait, can I can't switch the met with tab, apparently. That's great. I can easily Baron here. No, dumbass. Go for the... okay, well, that's a bit unlucky. We have 20 seconds on Dragon, which at this point I'm gonna have to just go for Dragon. If the Darius wouldn't walk top wave there and actually tank the Baron for me, I'd delete the Baron off the map. Yeah, my team probably doesn't know. I need to... well, I can't be asked, honestly, whatever. You need, as a Amumu, for someone to tank the Baron for you. Because you don't want to tank the Baron yourself and get your damage cut in half by the debuff of the Baron. So that's something I don't want. But yeah, obviously, if I have to tank it myself, my damage get cut in half. And yeah, that's not going to be good. I'm not too concerned with this. Silas could try to, like, go for something here, but again, I just finish it. It's not a problem. Good. Enemy jungler dead, so let's Baron this time around with the entire team. Yeah, if you're, like, with a duo queue or something, it's really good if your duo queue just tanks the Baron for you. If you're playing a Amumu, just say, yo, tank the Baron for me. We take that stuff in, like, 15 seconds. It's free. Because, yeah, my damage on things is really high. Really, really high. But if I tank this, I'm going to get this Baron Gaze debuff and it cuts my damage in half. And no one else is going to... like, the Ezreal doesn't, like, way less damage to Baron than me, but he's never going to tank the Baron for me. It's just not happening. It is simply not happening. It's only the people who actually know how Baron works, and there are actually very few of those people around in solo queue. So, you know, it is what it is. We see Sivir pushing bot, so I'm going to just go back and defend. I could not really run up to this anyway, so I might as well defend our base against Sivir right here. It's fine with me. She's probably going to spell... oh, she ult and spell shielded. Okay. My team didn't end the game. Interesting. Yeah, there was no point in running towards their base because I wasn't going to make that anyway, so I might as well defend against the Sivir, right?
Come play with me.
Okay, let's move over this way. My team is currently backing. Darius just died earlier as well, so in this moment we actually want to be relatively careful. My team is not currently in a position to fight with me, so I'm not really looking to go for a fight that aggressively. We're just going to look for some opportunities. If there is an opening for something, that's great, but now at this point don't want to overextend into anything. We just want to be respectful. We want to wait for the enemy team to like maybe make a mistake or anything of that nature. Build this as they come into us. We just get hit the entire time, so we get cooldown refreshes on my E. And that fight's pretty good. Like, you just get a very good ult opportunity. You wait for them to stack on you before anything else. And now here, we want to make sure we don't melee range with the Ahri. If the Ahri, like, dashes into me, that's good. I want to stand behind minions, so she can't charm me. And then I don't want to get turret aggro. Sunfire will give turret aggro. So if I do that, then the Ahri can, like, mess me up. With like a charm into like a turret aggro, into like a bunch of damage. So we just want to be very careful about that, but we're just going to end the game here. Beautiful. That was it for Amumu. I hope you guys have enjoyed both of these games. If you did, make sure to like button below. Helps me quite a bit. Be sure to subscribe as well as follow over on Twitch, and I'll see you guys in the end game stats. Okay, so for the end game stats for the first game here, I ended up doing a 13k damage only. Really not that much damage in this one. Fair enough. True damage at 1700, objective damage at 69,000, which is a lot of objective damage, of course. Very good there. Healing done 15k, damage taken at 20. Self-mitigated at another 27.5, Jesus. Gold earned 11.5. For the runes, Conqueror healed me for 400. Adaptive damage there as well, of course, more relevant. Triumph for HP and gold, haste for the ability haste, and then last stand for the extra damage in closer fights. Cheap Shield for extra damage, and then Ultimate Hunter is the main rune here, and the Cheap Shield is just the best rune, secondary option. And then for the stats for the second game, I did a 27.4k damage, which is the most in the game on this one. True damage at 4,500. Objective damage at 78.8 thousand, which is a lot of objective damage. Amumu is very good at doing objective damage. Healing done 21.6. Damage taken at 36.7, which is the most on my team. Self-mitigate another 47, which is also the most on my team. So I took the most and did the most. Gold earned at 16,000. For the runes, once again, Conqueror for the adaptive damage. A bit of healing as well, but mostly the adaptive damage for the extra AP. Triumph for HP and gold. Haste for the ability haste. Last stand for extra damage in closer fights. And then the main rune here is the Cheap Shot for the, or the Ultimate Hunter for the ult column, of course. And a Cheap Shot is just the best rune you can take with that. For the build for Amumu, it is a very straightforward thing. You're going to go Liandry's first. You want to, on your first back, build Faded Ashes for clear speed. So go for Faded Ashes first, Liandry's with that. And then following that up, in most games, you can go Sunfire. If you want to default to something, just go Liandry, Sunfire, Abyssal Mask. If they have really like no physical damage on the enemy team, obviously it's going to be a waste to go for an armor item, really. So Sunfire loses a lot of value at that point. It's better to just go Abyssal Mask straight away. And then you can go just pure magic resist, which also should allow you to build a Riftmaker pretty easily at that point as well. A Riftmaker is just an item I purchased here. Fourth, I built it after the resistances to just get more damage in. I was doing very well in this game, so I wanted to add in more damage into this kit. Instead of going something like a Thornmail here in this slot, I just go more damage instead. But you don't have to do that. You can just go Liandry's, Sunfire, Abyssal Mask, obviously defensive boots based on the enemy team. You can also go Sorks if you'd like. If you want to go really aggressive with damage, that's also an option. But usually defensive boots is what I recommend for most. And then, yeah, instead of Riftmaker, you can go Thornmail. If you're doing well, go Riftmaker. You can maybe go Thornmail, Frozen Heart, Randuin's. It kind of depends on the enemy team. Like, if you need heal cut, Thornmail is great. If the enemy team has a lot of attack speed, Frozen Heart's great. If they have a lot of crit rates or crit damage champions, Randuin's is great. And then, kind of as a last item, I always go Jaksho, because that will up my resistances tremendously. And that is a full build for Amumu. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to the like button below and be sure to subscribe as well as follow over on Twitch. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with another one. Bye.